Next one.
Okay, so here we go. 28 for no loss Australia. The second period after the first rain delay, and look at these visuals from Brisbane. It's literally pelted down for a while, but that's what happens. Thunderstorms were predicted. Folks, there is something called the umbrella. Do we give you some from India? Maybe. Because clearly, I mean, they're still enjoying getting drenched here. Bharat Ramraj Gargi Rao joining us. Bharat, was not there for the early morning show. I saw his tweet where he mentioned the line. I thought during the first rain delay or before the first rain delay, the Indians were a tad wider, but they did come closer and made the Australians play. And Akashdeep was excellent with the first few overs, and Mohammad Siraj coming back for the second spell was a better second spell from Mohammad Siraj. Still no wickets, multiple misses, and chance of an edge and all of that. Things will happen. India has to be patient, but let's get the first update from Devashish Sen on the weather. Devashish Sen, what's going on? Any chance of the rain stopping? What's going on? Lunch has been taken? No chance?
No chance, no chance. I just one minute, 1 minute. Sorry. I'll just show you the live visuals. What is the situation right now?
Devashish is a rock star. He always shows us live visuals. There you go. Very gloomy. Very gloomy. Boy, it's serious rain, Gargi Raut, Bharat Ramraj. Serious rain. I don't see the game happening in the next couple of hours at least.
Yeah, looking at the rain, you can say that the only saving grace is, from what I've heard at the Gabba, how much, whatever it rains, then you expect the games to start in 1 hour. That's what they say, because the drainage system is very good. But for that, the rain should stop. It looks like one of those typical thunderstorms at Brisbane, and it could take a little while longer for it for it to start. And the only silver lining in that for the Indian team is more the rain. More it rains, the better it is, because there would be some kind of moisture seeping in, and if any kind of moisture seeps in, then definitely it will seem around a lot more for the Indian seamers.
I completely agree on that observation, but Gargi, I don't see this game happening any time before at least 10:30 or so, because despite all the drainage, the ground conditions will take a little bit of time to get done. Yes, the second half of the day is no rain. It's cloud, but no rain, and that is post 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, up to 6. So there expectedly should be some game, but at the moment, look at these visuals. Devashish's internet is patchy, but that's fine. But you can clearly make out how bad it is. Gargi Rao.
I was concerned for a minute, thought something might have happened to Devashish's phone, but that's not the case. Everything's okay. But with the rain, yeah. I mean, with the images that we were seeing as well, if you look at this, that's a lot of puddle. That's a lot of puddle on the ground. And, no matter how much rain you have, that will take some time to clear out. And like you said, I'm not expecting the game to start till 10:30, 11-ish India time. I don't think so.
Devashish, Gargi is basically creating a window for an early mid-morning nap, having woken up at 3:45. That's why the 11. But on a serious note, this is serious rain, Devashish. I don't see the rain sort of game starting in the next couple of hours.
Yes, Moria, ever since we arrived in Australia in Perth, this is the first instance where we can see so much rain. It is literally pouring now. The last 40, 45 minutes it has been pouring, and we saw the still images that were sent by Shubhain and myself.
His internet is acting up. But let's get back to the action that we've seen so far. People, like somebody's already said, win toss, bowl first was a wrong call. How on earth is a wrong call? I mean, you've just seen 10 overs of the game. First five, India was not that great, but they came back well. Hold on. And with so much rain around, you realize when the game will start how the ball might just jag around a bit, and how, whatever it is, it will not be easy to bat on at all, at least in the second half of today. Devashish said people have already started commenting wrong call to bowl first, but imagine when the rain stops today and
No.
with all the cloud, how difficult it will be to bat. It's not going to be easy at all for Australia, Devashish said.
Yeah, absolutely. It is now not a wrong call. It's that India has been unlucky. I mean, there has been quite a few misses and others, but then and what matters is they haven't pitched a wicket, which they ideally should have liked, having won the toss and elected to bowl first. Yes, the conditions have been pretty overcast to start with, start the proceedings, but then couple of stoppages. So I think still Australia haven't really scored that many runs. So yes, one wicket can lead to a couple of more wickets. We know Steve Smith is not amongst runs. He is not in the best of form, having scored only 19 runs in the series so far. So yes, if India can get in a quick wicket, then it might actually lead to another wicket. So yes, the conditions here is very overcast, Bolivia, and it is still pouring. And I shared a visual of the Aussie fans. They are they are enjoying the rain. I mean, literally they are drenched, but they are not bothering to have an umbrella or taking a shelter. They are literally enjoying the rain. And if I may come, the problem is if I go out from here, my internet will again go. Again, go. So that's the reason I'm sitting here in a quiet place.
No, stay there, stay there. There's no problem. And by the way, this is like Calcutta, when after the hot, sultry summer, the rain first comes, and all of us just tend to go out and get drenched as kids. I mean, we can take back 20 years. I don't know about Devashish. I'm sure he used to do the same. All of us used to do the same in Calcutta. But Bharat, do you reckon win toss both was wrong call? I don't think so. At the same time, maybe a tad more movement was expected by me. Your thoughts, Bharat, from the action so far?
I guess it is a 50-50 call. One of those calls that you would want the opposing captain to win the toss perhaps and take it, because it is a rather 50-50 call. I think they trimmed the grass, a lot of grass. That's what the reporters there also were saying yesterday, that they trimmed a lot of grass. So there would have been less movement, and there wasn't much rain at that time at least. So there would have been less moisture as well. So it was a rather 50-50 call, but the good part is now it is raining cats and dogs, pots and pans, thunderstorms. So expect some moisture at least to seep under. When that happens, definitely the ball will jag around. That is when I think India have to take advantage of it.
I'm 100% sure with this kind of rain there will be moisture. If it is not the case, then none of us understand anything. If with so much rain, yes, there can be covers, but there will be moisture. There will be a heavy cloud cover this afternoon, and there is absolutely no debate. It will be difficult for batting Gargi. Your thoughts? By the way, Urvashi Rao says, Debu, I'm right behind the press box waiting to meet you. Someone says, Bharat looking as effervescent as usual. Somebody says, what? Bumrah? No, I'll take that. But let's take the other ones. Devashish Sen, fans are in the press box waiting with chocolates. Dimish Judeja, how do you know? Devashish doesn't miss his chocolates. He will go. Don't worry. But Gargi, take the question about wrong call, right call. You were advocating bowl first. I don't think it is a wrong call. I think whenever the game starts, it will be difficult to bat.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly. Because you see the conditions, right? It's still raining, and when the rain stops, it's going to be very treacherous to bat. There's going to be some moisture on the pitch. There's going to be a lot of skid, and with Akashdeep in the side, you're going to get that skiddy bowler, and it's going to be very difficult to bat. And if you had been batting, I think it would have been worse than this. It would have been worse than this, and. Praneeth is saying Jasprit looking like he's carrying a niggle with speeds in 130. What?
Jasprit has always, as the series progresses, and you will see the same with Stark, he will bowl mid, late 130s, and that's fine. I mean, the first over was relatively warming up kind of over, but when he bowled his third, fourth, fifth, 136, 137, got the ball to jump and a couple of jaffers to Usman Khwaja. I don't think it is always about pace. It is also about line. It is also about way more about skill. So just let's not jump the gun and say after 30 minutes of play that Jasprit Bumrah cannot play three test matches. By the way, he's played two Bangladesh, he's played a couple against New Zealand, he's playing this particular series. I don't think these are right kind of comments based on 25 minutes of play. Bharat Ramraj, your thoughts?
Yeah, see, he's now a veteran bowler. That is what one can say about him, experienced bowler. So he knows when to go up in terms of gears, when to reduce his pace, when to look for swing, when to hit the pitch hard. So I guess this is someone who's basically become an autopilot in the sense he knows when to change gears. So not much to say about that. He's very selective in terms of ramping up his pace these days.
What is,
Yeah.
Yes, Devashish, tell me.
can you allow me to take a few more visuals so that we can run it as we are doing this broadcast? Just allow me to just couple of minutes. I'll leave and I'll just come back. Yeah.
100%. Please go. Please go.
Eight
Yeah,
two three
please.
minutes of he's gone.
Yeah.
Gargi, you
So
have to be fast. You are dealing with the Usain Bolt of journalism. Come on. You are dealing with two people. Bharat, you must time yourself when a show ends, how quickly you leave. That is record timing. Bolt would have been privileged. That the Gargi and I always have a laugh that how quickly Bharat can leave at the end of the show. So Gargi, you are dealing with two exceptional people. Keep that in mind. But anyway, some good questions have come. Joynil, it was the right call for a fragile batting lineup. I think he's right. I think he's absolutely right, which is unfortunately the case. We are putting our best foot forward, I think. I agree. Gargi, take that.
Yes, I think this was always the case. Always the case. Not as much fragile as we would have thought coming into this series. Of course, we've gotten some strong performances, but that still doesn't remove that little bit of doubt that the batting lineup is fragile and is prone to crumbling. Apart from, I think, that one partnership, that one century from Virat, we haven't seen a lot of solidity in the batting lineup, and that's why, you know, I think this is more, the decision to bowl first has more to do with getting more advantage from the conditions rather than the fragile batting lineup. But I would still like for 30-40% agree that yes, it is a fragile batting lineup.
Yeah, it's kind of both. You are taking advantage of the conditions. Look at it, how it's pelting down. There will be moisture. Whole day tomorrow is cloud. Today, the second half, if the game kind of gets washed away and you have a limited game of, say, 30 overs or 40 overs, tomorrow morning it's all day cloud. So it's a perfectly understandable call. Daniel M., why is the BCCI reluctant to play more than two South Indian pacers? Is this a South Indian team playing, my friend? I think this is an Indian team playing, and you have to play the best 11. You are playing the best 11 according to what you think. I don't think this is a South Indian team playing a Dulip Trophy game or a regional Indian game. It's a test match, isn't it? Bharat Ramraj, where do you stand on the Ravindra Jadeja selection? Massive impact in recent times. 2020, so many times, including on the field with that Steve Smith run out. Where do you stand on the Ravindra Jadeja selection?
yes, see, I have already noted that I'm not sure uh, what wrongs Washington Sundar had done, but yeah, they've taken Ravindra Jadeja is someone I think he brings that all-round package. Uh, he brings that all-round package, a very good fielder. he's, he's playing right, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, Bharat, go on.
yeah,
We can hear you.
yeah. Because I didn't see the start of the test, so that's why I was asking. He's playing right.
He is. Of
Yeah,
course
he's
he is.
playing.
I
Yeah,
mean, come on. Yeah, yeah.
I just was confirming once. Sorry for that.
No, no,
Because
absolutely. That's why I'm asking you. Ravindra Jadeja, and I also take your point about Washington Sundar that none of us have anything against Washington Sundar, but talk about the Ravindra Jadeja selection. And yes, no disrespect whatsoever against Washington Sundar. Yes, Bharat Ramraj.
yeah, sorry for that because at around 5 o'clock I didn't see it, so that is why I talked like that. Yeah, Ravindra Jadeja brings a complete package. Is someone who feels well, is someone who can hold the innings together by bowling a lot of overs, made in overs, and yes, a decent batsman. The only point I would add is with Washington, Sundar is someone who's very much a top hand player. So you always feel that in conditions like Perth or Gabba, he might do slightly better with the bat. That's just an opinion. And this opinion kind of stood well in 2020-21 when he scored all those runs at the Gabba. So, but yes, Jadeja is still a very experienced cricketer. He has played in this kind of conditions where the ball is jagged around in England. So considering all that, yeah, it's still a sensible call, marginal call, and I don't have anything against it. He's someone who's more of a complete package because he's also a pretty good fielder.
Yes, plus also he brings in that experience, brings in that kind of zeal into the leadership group. This is a tough intensity test match. Jadeja in no sense is a bad call. Pranit says many commentators and experts like Damien Fleming and Robert Craddock are saying Jasprit Bumrah had an injury in Adelaide and it wasn't a cramp. Robert Craddock is a journalist and just Damien Fleming is an Aussie commentator come former player. Are they physios or sports science experts or doctors, and have they be part of the Indian dressing room that you are giving even one iota of importance to such comments? I don't think, without any disrespect to anyone, such comments need to be taken with any kind of seriousness whatsoever. It is India's call. Would they have gone in with a and feigning an injury, and Jasprit Bumrah would have gone with hiding an injury or something like that? Absolutely atrocious to even think that. So, Pranit, with due respect to Robert Craddock, and Crash is a senior journalist, and Damien Fleming, who's a respectable commentator, I don't think they have any understanding whatsoever of the Indian dressing room or where the Indians are coming from. So, I don't think this is even relevant. Gargi, where do you stand on the Jadeja selection? Again, a key selection for India with the field already. If you see one time when Usman Khwaja had to literally push for that second run because Jadeja was fielding at fine leg and he rushed to the ball. So his fielding is that added incentive to the team that he brings to the table. Gargi.
100%. And Ravindra Jadeja, I don't think a lot of people realize, but makes a lot of difference in the field. And that's something not a lot of people can do, not a lot of players can do, no matter how much they contribute with the bat or the ball. Sometimes, matches are won on the field. You saw that, if I may just use this as an example, uh, going back to November 19th, 2023, if we look at that World Cup final, Australia won that match on the field. If you look at their fielding, they were diving left and right and saving. I think they saved about 20-30 runs just by good fielding, and that's the difference that good fielding makes. And having one player that you can put all your faith in, that he will take all the catches, he will save all the runs. I think that makes a lot of difference. And of course, he's going to add so much dimension. First, with his left hand batting, there's going to be a continuous left right uh, combination going on in the Indian batting lineup. That's going to make it a headache for the Australian bowlers. And with the bowling, I don't think I have a lot to say. We all know that he can do great things with the ball as well. So it's I think he's a package overall.
Agreed. And Devashish has sent a lot of new visuals, Gargi. Namit, what your name is Namit, right? Just let me get this right. Namit Rastogi, what is the recent update at the Gabba? Pouring down, my friend, pouring down. Gargi, if you can play the recent visuals, they need to see them. A lot of our viewers asking exactly what's happening. We will show you what's happening outside the Gabba in Brisbane. It's pouring down. It's pelting down at the moment. There's absolutely no chance of any game whatsoever in the next hour and a half at least. But it's a great draining ground. They have great facilities at the Gaba in terms of rain clearance and water management. So one expects that the second half of the day, from around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. on till about 6 p.m., there should be a game. A lot of people are saying, "What is this? Rohit Sharma क्यों नहीं बात करता है यार? यार कितना?" These are latest visuals. Check. Look at the rain. Look at the rain. I mean, it is serious rain. It is serious rain. Australians still don't prefer umbrellas, but that is okay. That is okay. I mean, they want to enjoy the rain because it's been baking hot in Brisbane. रोहित शर्मा क्यों नहीं बात करता है यार? The reason is शुभमन गिल कंटिन्यूअस बात कर रहा था. रोहित शर्मा स्लिप्स में से हर बॉल में अगर आके बात करेगा तो एक ओवर में 9 मिनट लग जाएगा, 8 या 9 मिनट. आपको वो नहीं चाहिए. आपको जितना बॉल डाल सकते हो विनिंग द टॉस, जितना ओवर्स डाल सकते हो उतना इंपॉर्टेंट है. हर समय क्रिटिसिज्म मत किया करो. क्रिटिसिज्म हर समय फेयर नहीं होता है. we might see some action in the third session. I hope so as well. Do you think we bowled too short? Bharat, take that. Do you think we bowled too short? I don't think we bowled short. I thought we bowled a tad wider off stump. Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah, maybe a few more deliveries could have bowled a little fuller. The dangled carrot, as they keep saying, maybe Akash Deep did that. We went a little fuller.
But 1 second. Shubhan has sent some great visuals of the ground at this point, Gargi. Some stills to add to what Devashish has said. These are beautiful. Look at those visuals that Shubhan has sent and also play those photographs. Look at the state of the ground at this point in time. Play those, Gargi. Yes, Bharat.
Yeah, they could have bowled a few more dangled carrots, I guess, in a sense, because it's with a new ball. They had the new ball in hand. Someone like Akash Deep, I guess, is doing that. But yeah, the lines also could have been slightly straighter. See, in Australian conditions, it's not about bowling wicket to wicket. It's about just bowling top of off or just outside off.
Bro,
So both
can I
things
take a
could have
seat?
been
Can I take
better.
a seat? Can I take a seat?
Oh, you want to sit here? Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, you can sit down there.
Still, I think India bowled better than what they did in Adelaide under lights. Comparatively, I think India bowled better. It was a decent show with the ball, but yes, it was something like I would give 6 out of 10 for the way they bowled before the first rain break.
I don't think India bowled short. I don't think India bowled short. India did bowl full, much better than Adelaide. Adelaide was short. Today, if you see, Bumrah's effort was full, Siraj's effort was full, so was Akash Deep. I thought Akash Deep asked a lot of questions in the limited time that he bowled. I'll ask Devashish about that as well. I also think in the second period of play, after the rain delay, they had gotten their lines right and they had come closer to the stumps as well. Devashish Sen, your thoughts on the Indian bowling? I thought Akash Deep was quite impressive.
Yes, Doriada. Means obviously there were a few clear misses and edges. He really looked good, but what it matters is that getting those breakthroughs. But as I speak, Doriada, the latest update that I would like to share is that most of the fans are leaving. That's the big update from here, from Gabba. Most of the fans they are completely drenched and they are leaving. Wonder how many fans will get to see once the match, if at all the match begins later in the day. But as of now, as I could clearly see, there are lots and lots of fans who are living completely drained. So it goes to the same. How long will this rain goes on for? Because it is pouring in last 1 hour. As Suvan has sent the images of the ground, can you imagine if, had it been the case in some of the grounds in India, it could have easily the match, the day's play would have been called off. But yes, as Bharat has mentioned, that the drainage system is very good here. But that, having said that, I don't see the match starting anyway. Even if the train stops anyway in close to an hour. Clearly, it looks very dull at the moment. Because as I speak, it is still full. It is still pouring. And Sudan has just come out to join the light, but I could see and the rain has not stopped at all. Boria.
These visuals tell you a story. I think these visuals are telling us that the chance of a game in the next 2-3 hours is remote. Remote. I don't think there is any possibility. Orijit, I don't think you understand your cricket much. I don't think it's a pathetic call. I think it's at best a 50-50 call. I do understand where India comes from because there are no wickets in the first 12 overs. You are saying India should have bowled first, batted first. After this rain, whenever this rain stops, there will be enough and more moisture. And if the faster bowlers are not able to exploit that, then it's bad bowling, not bad call. So you must understand where you are coming from. There will be enough and more moisture after this kind of rain. Nobody can sort of prevent that. What very poor production? What poor production are you talking about? Aditya Prasad, can you elaborate what poor production? Then we can answer that question. Pratik Arora, why Rohit Juglan is fighting with Indian journalists? Who is he fighting with? Tell me, I don't know. Because Pratik stops spamming, inebriate. I mean, anyway, tell me who he's fighting with. Let me also know because as his editor, it is my job to know. I don't. My problem. Devashish Sen, If the play is called off today, all day cloud cover tomorrow. All day cloud cover tomorrow is the prediction. This could become difficult conditions to bat. Pritam Sengupta, Ravish Bisht. Is Ravish Bisht the journalist? I don't think he is. So let us clarify this. Ravish Bisht is not even qualified in my book as a journalist. He's a cheerleader masquerading as a journalist. So let us not even waste a single iota of time about Ravish Bisht or anybody such who is being mentioned here. Okay, I hope you will focus on the show. Devashish, entire cloud cover tomorrow and all of that. It will be difficult for Australia whenever they come to bat. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and that is the reason it was a very, very good toss to win and bold first because the conditions will be similar tomorrow. Tomorrow also there's forecast of overcast, cloudy. So the bowlers will definitely get this decent amount of swing and bounce and carry. So I think Rohit Sharma has won a very, very good toss here and putting Australia into that. Yes, they might now have lost a wicket, but as I said before in the broadcast as well, one wicket might lead you to a couple of wickets as soon. So yes, with the likes of Steve Smith and others not in the best of form, India, as and when the match starts, India will be looking to get an early lead. If they can get through the openers, then obviously India will be in a good position by the end of day one.
Let's take some of the questions and we will kind of close the live because not much happening at this point in time. Rohit Juglan fighting with Vikram Gupta. Let them fight. Two adults fighting. Enjoy. Throw some points there. Why are we not bowling at the ribs, folks? You have to bowl full at the gabba. That's why you're not. Look at this. The comment section itself is a story. Somebody says bowl short. Somebody says bowl full. So clearly, get your cricket in order, and you will know better. Take some questions. Is there a concern? Bumrah workload. Bharat Ramraj is bowling slower. Australia have a higher leave percentage. Take that.
Can I borrow your umbrella for 1 minute?
Yes, he already noted that I think he's too experienced by now. So he would know when to ramp up his pace, when to go up in gears, when to bowl a little slower. In these conditions, perhaps you would want to bowl a little slower and look for swing because obviously the ball was swinging a little bit and it was seaming around a little bit. So when you look to swing it conventionally, obviously your pace would be slightly down. That could be the case. Yeah, he could be carrying a small niggle or two, but I don't think it's more than a niggle. But as far as ramping up pace or just ensuring that you ball a little slower, this sort of things a bowler of his class will always do because he would know when to ramp up his pace, when to have different gears. These things he pretty much knows. In these conditions, when you try to bowl full and look for swing, conventionally that is, your pace would be most likely slightly down because conventional swing, I'm talking about not reverse swing, after 90 miles per hour, it doesn't swing from around from 82. So if based on whatever I heard from Mehta, the NASA scientist, he says there is something called a zero mark that is around 82 miles per hour. At that pace, it doesn't reverse or it doesn't swing. But as you ball faster, then it will be a little more of reverse swing. So when you're looking for conventional swing, around 84, 85 miles per hour is, I think, the right kind of pace. So I don't mind him bowling at that kind of pace in these conditions.
So do I. I don't think there is any problem whatsoever in the way Jasprit Bumrah is bowling. 136, 35, 37 is good enough pace. Glenn McGrath took his 563 wickets bowling at that pace. I don't think 145 necessarily. Then Umran Malik would have been India's premier bowler and he would have played all the matches. You know, the whole thing is sports science. Jasprit Bumrah will think what he needs to do and will go and implement what he needs to do. So there is absolutely no problem whatsoever in the pace that he's clocking up. If he needs to ramp it up by a couple of miles, 5 miles, he'll do that. The moment he understands what he needs to do, he will do that. Mohammad Shami will play in the fourth test? No, he will not. At this point in time, there is no this thing about Mohammad Shami even traveling to Australia. We have broken this news, written about it multiple times. So Mohammad Shami at this point in time is not flying to Australia. He will play the Vijay Hazare Trophy for Bengal. Other questions? Let's go for about 5, 10 more minutes. We are really bowling well. What's your take? We are lacking the fire. Of course, we bowled well in the second period of play. Multiple misses, multiple edges could have happened with Akashdeep and Siraj. Calm down. You've got to be patient. You've got to be patient. I don't see this as a problem. Bumrah needs support from other bowlers. Pratik, he will get support. I saw Akashdeep bowl very well. Gargi, why don't you take this one? Uh, a lot of questions on Bumrah. Would you say it's advantage India at this point in time, considering Australia has not scored too many runs? I don't think it's advantage anyone, but India has to bowl well, and it can be a good toss to win still. Gargi Rao.
I'm of the same opinion. I don't think the game has tipped in anyone's favor yet, and of course, how can it in 13 overs, in just 13 14 overs? So you can't expect that to happen. You can't expect big things to happen in just 13 14 overs. So you have to make, you have to think of those things. But going forward, it can be advantage India. That's the case if India takes control of their bowling line and length, and takes full advantage of the conditions that are there. It will be very dangerous, very treacherous for the Australian batters to come in and bat. It will be very difficult. The conditions will be difficult to bat. It will definitely favor seam movement, and that's what you need from the Indian bowlers going forward. They can take advantage of the conditions, but right now the scales aren't tipped in anyone's favor.
Can I just add a point to that? Just one.
Yes.
You would pray for the rain to stop now, because it's rained so much that I think these are the conditions a pace bowler would want to bowl. So if I am an Indian, if I put my Indian hat on, I would say at Indian Standard Time 8:38, hopefully it will stop right now, and the Indian bowlers would be able to bowl, because in these conditions definitely the ball will jag around. You don't want the entire day's play to go and then for it to dry, and tomorrow India to bowl in conditions where there isn't much moisture. So pray for the rain to stop
No,
right now.
I think there will be moisture tomorrow also, because there is chance of rain tonight. There is chance of rain tomorrow morning. There is overcast cloud conditions all day tomorrow. If you see all the Metfair forecasts of, by the way, Bharat, gods are not Indian. In Australia, at least they'll be half Australian. So this wish of yours will not be fulfilled. But I still think there will be enough and more on this wicket for India to kind of take advantage of. Somebody says it's test cricket. Let's see who loses discipline first, Khawaja or McSweeney. Let's see who loses discipline first in terms of the weather. The rain gods have to lose discipline first. Ajay, Devashish Sen, do you actually anticipate a game, the second half, third half of the day, the third quarter, or you think no, it's a washout? Devashish,
You're on
mute.
mute.
As we speak, the rain is still pouring, but it has gone a little, it has subsided a bit. So, if the rain stops, and as Bharat says, the drainage with 45 on 1 hour to, if the ground is ready, then we might see some action, and that is what India will want. India would want to bowl today itself. Means obviously with these conditions, with this overcast condition, and there will be plenty of this there. So I think the key for India will be to at least if play happens for an hour in the day, then India would fancy picking in and wicket or two, and that will be good in India's cause. But if there is no play today, which is very likely, because it is that for the play to begin, first the rain has to stop. And as of now, the rain has not stopped. For the last 1.5, 1 hour 15 minutes, it has not stopped. It has been raining continuously, and as I said, most of the fans they are leaving. Most of the fans they are leaving because they are also the locals, so they are also assuming that the rain won't stop anytime soon. So yes, and it's a bit of shame, because it was almost 6 hours ago. You could see actually before the lunch session, the stands were almost full, and also there were quite a few celebrities in the stands. I had shared the pic of the ICC chairman Jay Shah. He was there with Cricket Australia, the CEO, and there is Sara Tendulkar as well, who is watching the proceedings from one of the stands. I couldn't take the picture because as I was about to take her picture, the rain started pouring. So I had to wrap my camera and rush for shelter. So there are quite a few celebrities here in the stands, and it's a great atmosphere, and so far in this series, right from Perth to Adelaide, and we all know that the Boxing Day will be a sold out. Sydney once again, New Year's Day test. So this has been a fascinating series, so as to say, the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and I'm looking forward to you all joining us. Gargi, first time you will witness a you will be at the Melbourne cricket ground. 80,000 fans, Gargi, can you imagine for a test match, day one of the Boxing Day test? It can't get bigger than this. Just, just imagine the atmosphere you will get to witness. But Boryana, it was shame that it is raining. It has been a wet day so far. Hardly any action, and I don't think any time the action will begin soon. So pretty
I
much
agree,
damn
I
good.
agree with I agree with Devashish. Having said that, even if an hour of action happens, like Bharat said, there will be enough and more moisture and help around for the faster bowlers. I think Australia will lose 2, 3 wickets. 100% will have to lose because batting will be exceedingly difficult under these conditions. Whenever play starts, if it happens today, Mahmood Al Hassan Chaudhary. One thing is sure: under Gigi, this team is in complete chaos. I really need your detective credentials because we will employ you in some form. Clearly, you have some inside scoop which three of my reporters have been failing to give me. Mahmudul Hassan Chaudhary. Moisture should help the spinner also. Don't forget. Yeah, I mean, it will help the bowlers. It will help the bowlers. There is no debate on that. Last few minutes. What is it? Bolia sir, don't support Rohit Juglan much. Yeah, what I will do, leave it to me. No, leave it to me. What I will do. I appreciate your concern. Somebody says sack Rohit. Somebody says do this. Why? What I need to do, leave it with me. That's it. You don't want to watch Rohit, I understand. Somebody doesn't want to watch me. A lot of people don't want to watch me. It's fine. Somebody might not want to watch Bharat or Gargi or Devashish. There is enough and more freedom in this world here. Just be happy. On a Sunday, on a Saturday morning, why are you going after why are you going after someone? This bitterness doesn't help. I honestly feel that the sports journalist fraternity is so small. There should be unity. People should back each other and look at this stupidity going on here. Somebody is saying criticize so and so is fighting with so and so. What is the point in all this nonsense? Unfortunately, we are our biggest enemies in this fraternity. बिकॉज द मेन स्ट्रीम एडिटर्स हमें तो 2 पैसे का भी पत्ता नहीं देते हैं हर चैनल देख लो एक्सेप्ट 1 और 2 वो तो भी अभी बंद हो गया है स्पोर्ट्स बुलेटिन भी चला गया देयर आर नो स्पोर्ट्स बुलेटिन्स आल्सो एंड व्हेन द प्रोफेशन इज इन पेरिल when the profession is in peril, rather than trying to safeguard the profession, what we are doing is we are fighting with each other. Nonsense, man. Absolute nonsense. We should all be conscious of where we stand. Think about it. The Gukesh match, one of the most important. And by the way, my dog has gone completely nuts. He's also saying, "You guys stop this gibberish." Anyway, the Gukesh match was covered by 3 Indian journalists in Singapore. Can you imagine? 3 Indian journalists. One of the greatest moments in the 3 or 4, I don't exactly remember. But one of the greatest moments in the history of Indian sport being covered by 3, 4 people. Are I mean, how come? There is a stadium bulletin, Boryada. Gautam Da is a dear friend. Why is Gautam Da not traveling? Tell me. There is no money in the organization at this point to spend and travel. Gautam Bhattacharya reporting from Australia would have been fantastic. Don't you agree? We would have done shows together. Why can't he travel? When has he last traveled? And it is not because of he doesn't want to. It is because of where the state of the profession is. That is why all this fight that we
But
are talking about has to stop here for the sake of the profession. Has to stop. Last few minutes on the show. Great analysis on Rev Sports. Should Rana have been back? Did they pick Akashdeep for his batting? No, absolutely not yet. But Gargi, you want to take that?
No, I think the only reason here why Akashdeep was picked and why a lot of people were also backing him for the pink ball test is for the seam movement that he gives. And that will be the key for today as well with the overcast conditions. So, in short, yes, that's the reason why Akashdeep was picked ahead of Harshit Rana. I don't think batting has anything to do with that. For batting, I would say Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja's decision would have tilted a little bit on batting.
Can I just add a point,
Boris,
small point?
just just a discussion that we were having on the media coverage. There are lot many media who have stand up in Brisbane and the remainder of the series. There were how many I would say for the first test match? There were close to 12, 15, but now that number has grown to 20, 25 plus. So it's a lot of social media. I'm talking about, in fact, the digital stuff from the leading newspapers have also turned up. So and that is the unfortunate part. And that as you rightly mentioned, that Duke's World Championship match was only covered by four media, and Akroda covered it on behalf of Web Sports. So herein lies, this is where we differentiate from other platforms. Is that we for us it is not only about cricket, but multi-sport events where we have given give coverage when it matters. But here, as far as this test is concerned,
I get what Devashish is saying, that more people are there for the Border Gavaskar Trophy last couple of matches or whatever. That makes no difference to us because these people are, this doesn't show anything in terms of industry trends. The industry trends are profoundly different. But Bharat, yes, the question that I asked you about, so take that question. I mean, we'll come back to this issue, but Bharat, take the question.
Yeah, that Akashdeep, right? Just wanted to add a point on it. See, somebody, I don't have the ball here. He keeps the seam very straight. He keeps the seam very straight. So that is why you expect a little more seam movement than swing. So I think that is one of the reasons he has been picked. If you think of even Mohammad Shami, he keeps the seam very straight. If you look at Mukesh Kumar, he keeps the seam very straight. What happens with that is if it doesn't swing much in the air, then the ball will hit the seam and move off the pitch. And that is something Akashdeep does very well because he keeps hitting the seam with that grip. And in these conditions, when the ball is jogging around, it will do a lot more. This was said not said by Mr. Bharat Ramraj. This was said by one certain Sachin Tendulkar when he showed the grips. He showed that if the grip is more of a slope in a sloping position, then it will swing a little more. But if the grip is more of a straight seam grip, then you expect movement, but movement will be more off the pitch. That is late movement of the pitch. So that is why I think Akashdeep could do well in these conditions with moisture around.
I'm making a prediction. 100% Akashdeep will do it. These conditions, whenever the game starts, will favor somebody like Akashdeep. Shoptoshi need a collaboration between me and Gautamda. I would have loved to do the collaboration had Gautamda come down to Australia. Unfortunately, again, it brings us back to the state of the discipline where he can't. Bharat has great knowledge of the game, absolutely has, and that is why you will see Bharat's analysis and understanding and articles on Rev Sports. One of the reasons I recruited Bharat about a year and a half now, close to 2 years back, was his understanding of cricket. And by the way, his video work has improved considerably as well. Does this green grass on different surfaces behave differently? Good question, this one. Adhaya and Single. Absolutely does. Gargi, take that if you want to. Or Devashish can. Gargi, you go first. Does the green grass on different surfaces behave differently?
I mean, of course, it has a lot to do with the composition of the pitch as well. It doesn't really only have to do with green grass. In Australian pitches, you see more clay, which gives you more bounce. So it all has to do with the combination of the soil. Some clay, sand, whatever. I don't know exactly, but there are a lot of combinations that come into play. And of course, then the weather conditions also make a lot of difference. In Australia, I think the clay makes the biggest difference, but if it's hotter, it breaks down easily. The pitches break down easily. So that is the main gist of it. I think Bharat would be able to tell you about the composition much more better.
I mean, there was a whole debate about black and
Yeah.
yellow, if you remember,
Yes.
on a red and yellow. Bharat and Shomik. I will get Bharat and Shomik to argue this out. It will be great fun. One will say yellow, one will say red. But
I see.
what is the real? Yeah, Bharat.
I just want to add a point on it. I just based it on what our chief BCCI curator had said, SS
Would you like
Chavan.
to join us?
Basically said it comes down to clay content more than the color of the soil. So Australian pitches have black soil pitches. So that means as per that particular assertion, that particular hypothesis, then there should be less bounce. But there is more bounce because the clay content is somewhere around 50 to 70% with in terms of those black soil pitches in Australia. When it comes to black soil pitches in India, the clay content is a lot less, and also it is more of a silt soil in terms of Indian conditions. So that is why you get less bounce. And what happened at the Wankhede is, this is again said by S.S. Chavan, that the mixed red soil with yellow soil, that is why the clay content, it seems, increased, and that is why there's a little more bounce at the Wankhede. I'm just repeating his words.
Devashish, you want to have a chat with? I can't hear you. Yeah, you want to have a chat? Go ahead.
Where are you from? I am from India, Haryana. Yes. Are you living in the stadium? I am leaving the stadium because it's raining so badly, and we don't know when the rain is going to stop. Looking at the weather, this day. So, come tomorrow? I only bought a ticket for today, so I don't know. Maybe not this. Don't you know that's what the mood is? It was very good crowd, but unfortunately can't do anything much because obviously the weather has sort of ruined the game. Hopefully, by tomorrow the clouds are going to scatter and go away. But what do you make out of the Indian decision to win the toss and goal for? I think it's a very good decision. They will win the match. They will win the match. You'll see. This time it's India
Wonderful.
again. Definitely.
Thank you very much.
India will win the
But
match.
it's so unfortunate. I mean, Gargi, he bought a ticket just for today. Unfortunately, he was able to watch only 13, 11, whatever overs. This is so unfortunate, and this is where you feel for the fans that they get
He was
kind
with
of
his family, Moriana. He was with his family, wife and daughter, all the way from India, from Mumbai, just to watch the first day of the third phase, and then to be witnessing just 13 overs. He is living quite upset, quite upset.
now. This is my question: which platform? Not even us. Not even us. Which platform documents these stories? The money that this guy has spent on himself, on his wife, his daughter, is this money, is he a rich man? Is he not? Is this money left for some other real deal? He's traveled to Australia, now he's missing out. Is there a story? I think there is a fantastic story there. Unfortunately, we don't cover these stories. And that's where I have always said to my people, let's try and make a difference. Let's try and make a difference. Let's end the show. Let's end the show now in a couple of minutes. Okay. Somebody asked me, Lana Ghosh, Champions Trophy updates. We'll do a Champions Trophy show today. We will do a Champions Trophy show today. There is complete resolution, hopefully. And Pakistan did not get anything. What did Pakistan want? 5 points. More money. Did not get. Number two, they said, give us a tournament. 3 nations. Did not get. Number three, they said, over and above the revenue percentage, 5.75 in ICC, give us more revenue percentage. Did not get. Finally, Pakistan said, which is why caused the delay. Which is why caused the delay. They said, give it to us in writing that it will be hybrid in 2026. They will not get that. What they will get is in principle agreement. Exactly what BCCI had suggested from day one. Nothing in writing. From what I understand, PCB has now come around and accepted it. So the formula is hybrid or fusion or whatever semantics you want to use. The resolution is India versus Pakistan in Dubai for the Champions Trophy. 10 matches in Pakistan, 5 in Dubai. And thereafter in 26, India Pakistan could be in Colombo. For the knockout matches, still no clarity. Whatever anybody can say, no clarity. PCB will have to accept this without any written guarantee from the ICC or the BCCI. This is what is finally on the table, and from what I understand, has been accepted. We will give you more details on this with Shomik Chakraborty and Rohit and Shubhan. Of course, Devashish Gargi, me and Bharat later on. For the moment, raining in Brisbane, We will keep you updated. We will come back in maybe 2 hours or 3 hours. At this point, it's 9, maybe around 12. At around 12, we will come back, or depending on the situation of the game, with another show, with all of the details from the GABA and also on the Champions Trophy. For the moment, my Darjeeling tea is tasting fabulous. Gargi Raut, Bharat Ramraj, Devashish Sen, to everyone watching, wish you a happy Saturday and please don't fight. Every